What's up, everybody? The game I'm going to be doing for you guys today is called American Gladiators. Now, in 1989, the show version that spawned all these games of American Gladiators and that awful 2007 NBC remake, brother, was born. And this game is basically how we're going to celebrate that. Let's go ahead and get into the game. We'll start one player, and we're going to start with Powerball. This is the Gladiators' favorite event back on the show. Why? Because it gave them a chance to really punish the contenders. See, in this event, tackling was allowed. It was basically football meets rugby in a way. You could actually, more than tackle them, you could actually use wrestling takedowns on them, and I hadn't seen it happen before, but let's get back to the game. As you can see, all I'm doing here is running from goal to goal, trying to get that in, and I got another one there. The idea is to get it in all the goals. And there's another one for me. Just have 2 more left with 30 seconds left to do it. They give you, I believe it's 45 seconds like in the show. I could be wrong. That's how much I've gotten. Snuck in the back there, and I've only got 1 left to go. And I get a 1-up because I just completed the whole circuit here. That was a nice little touch. Some lag there, but that's alright. And apparently they woke up, and I'm just going to stay there and end the event with 70 points. Now the points really don't do anything, they're just there to keep score, but here's Joust, and Nitro is the best at this, so this should be good. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a Joust off, and that's the very first round of this, and I said round because there are multiple rounds. And you have to win them all in order to win the event. As you can see, I'm using too much of the overhand there, you gotta use your different swings. Back and B block. Or back and any action button will block, which you need to know. As I almost pushed Nitro off, and there he goes. 5 more points to me for winning that, but I fell, so there goes my extra life. I have to go back and fight him again. It's a you-know-what, but oh well. This is actually worth the fight. Because at least now I know I can easily dispose of him. It's not so much though the fighting that matters here, it's the timing on the jumps, just like in the human cannonball. You gotta time your jump to get to the next person like I did there. It's kind of like Mario meets the American Gladiators in this event. With all the jumping. Now, we brawl another competitor here. Yeah, he fought back, but you know. Another version of this game, I'm the master of this event. Now, I will be doing the Genesis version of this because the Nintendo version and the Genesis were vastly different. But for now, let's focus on this one. And there's an extra life for me, but I missed it. And I missed my jump, too. Whoops. At least I don't have to go back. Let's start where I last left off, the last guy I beat. And now the fun part, the review. Alright. The reason I picked this game is because I'm a fan of the show and I wanted to celebrate that, but you know, this game is just, it's not that great. I mean, the events don't function like the events on the show do. I mean, even the 2007 remake of the show's events function better than this. Joust is not supposed to be a gauntlet. They screwed that up. And another thing, there's supposed to be 7 events, not 4, and then it's 6 and then the Eliminator. And even the Super Nintendo and Genesis and Commodore versions got that right. But this version, what is this, 4 events a level and then the Eliminator's its own level? But the events, you know, they don't even work like they're supposed to. Joust, like I said, is not supposed to be a gauntlet. Nor is Human Cannonball. It's supposed to be a one-off thing. And that's that. But the one event they did get right was Powerball. That one worked just perfectly. But Assault, on the show, when do you ever see the contenders running with their... The wall is too big. It's like they took the 32-foot size of the wall and doubled it. Just to make sure that the player has uber difficulty getting up. Now, I challenge all of you to try to get up that wall and tell me that you did it. I've only been able to do it once. On any version. Well, twice if you count the Genesis, but that's a different story for a different time. But on this version, I've only been able to get up points. And when I got to the Eliminator, not in this video, I never completed it. The Eliminator is just too damn hard. I mean, you need 1,000 continues and 1,000 passwords just to get the thing done. And not even that functions correctly. I mean, I don't really remember what the setup of the Eliminator is. I'd have to do a video on it. Because that's how long it's been since I played the game. But you know, the thing is, this game does not function like the show. And if you're going to make a game based on a show or a movie, at least have it function semi like the show. Which I'm going to get into a little bit further in the next review I'm going to do for the Back to the Future series, which is an example of what I'm trying to say here. But as for the Gladiator scene, the music wasn't even correct. The sounds were just ugh. The music, you could have actually had an 8-bit version of the song that you heard at the beginning of this video, which was the actual American Gladiators entrance theme. I would have preferred that over the Tinker Toy music we got in the NES version. At least in the versions that came after that, you know, it got a little bit better. And I say a little bit better. The fact is, it didn't get much better. Now, I understand that this is an 8-bit cartridge and you possibly can't fit much music or sound onto it. That's no excuse for it being lazy. And I understand that they were trying to make the joust like its 1989 counterpart where you had to push them across a trap door to get them done. Or off the platform, but still, even that didn't have the gauntlet part of it. And as you probably noticed, the joust was my big complaint with this thing, because like I said, it's, you know, it's not a gauntlet. It's not supposed to be, it never was. If you wanted a gauntlet, they should have just remade the game and thrown the actual gauntlet event in there. By that time, you know, the series was starting to fade out. But that's it. Like I said, that's a different story. The problem is, this game needed a lot of work. It just felt rushed. And I think you'll be able to see that by my video that I shot earlier on it. And well, the fact is, this game, like I just said, needed a lot of work. But Nintendo, I think on the games not known as Mario Brothers, they were trying to, you know, rush them out to get more Mario-ish games out, which is the wrong idea. If they'd taken as much time on all their games as they had on Mario, this game would actually have been good, as would all those LJN games that I have to review. But Gladiators was. This game was not worth playing. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the show, and even I hate the game, so that tells you something when its biggest fan can't stand playing the game. But we're going to possibly do a review of the Sega version of the show a little bit later on. Or the Sega version of the game, I should say. But for now, that's all. I'm not even going to spend any more time trying to review this piece of crap, because that's exactly what it was. So until next time, peace.